And you're on the air.
Oh. I'll cover the wrestling stuff.
Okay. Wrestling this weekend.
No. Had wrestling last weekend. You mean little dudes have
Little
wrestling
dudes.
this weekend?
Little dudes have
that'd be
wrestling this
fun.
weekend.
Go the ice. How much for some more ice to drop?
Yeah, I took the
What
rest
happened to
of
your
it.
ice?
I took it
Why'd you take all the ice? Selfish?
because I beat him to it.
Selfish.
So when you hear it drop, let me know. Oh, do we need to bring the pie out?
Well, yeah, I think it's only right.
Yeah, give him props. He came by this morning, huh?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was good to meet him in person. Good dude, man.
Guys that had to do his call, and I would have came.
Great guy. Well, you were working, man. We knew you were out and about.
I would have made a trip for Mr. Fields.
You were in Norman.
I was in Norman today.
You were in Oklahoma City.
I was in Oklahoma City.
You were in
today.
Edmond.
I was in Edmond at noon.
Well, this is before noon.
Yes, I was at home working.
Sleeping?
No, working.
Oh.
That's all we do is work. Besides Chris.
That's all we do is work.
Cherry Kool-Aid pie.
I'm so excited. Do we have forks?
Use your hands like man.
We're not going to eat it?
Not on the huddle.
Oh. Why not? I mean,
You got a show to do.
I don't know if I like that. I have to wait.
It'll be off like that. It'll be right.
Now, are we going to be done on time this time, or are we going to go long?
Oh, this gonna be the longest show of the year.
Oh, sorry.
Think so?
Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. Championship picks, recap of the season.
Yep. How fast the season went.
The biggest surprises, win or bad.
There were some surprises.
I got a good surprise. Of my surprise of the season. Guess what it is?
Your 6A surprise?
Just a surprise throughout from A all the way to 6A.
Like a surprise team?
Yeah, it'll be a surprise
A
team.
team that nobody really saw coming?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be about.
I can guess. I don't.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
It's going to have something to do with Elgin, because you're an Elgin homer.
I mean,
Elgin homer.
I'm not. You can't be an Elgin homer when they don't like you.
They like you.
They don't like me.
They like you by now. Chris and I get hate mail.
I
They
sure
love
didn't
you.
feel like
I don't get hate mail from
No,
Elgin.
Phil gets hate mail.
I sure didn't feel loved when I was in Elgin in the spring.
Were you running your mouth?
Well, I was coaching.
Oh, there's a difference, Ronnie.
And those Elgin umpires, literally Elgin umpires.
Did you get kicked out down there?
No,
that was Chick-Shay.
I'm not allowed to get kicked out.
No, that was Blanchard.
Why are you not allowed to get kicked out?
I'm assistant coach.
Well, you didn't get kicked out.
Well, Chappell said he won't hire me back up if I get kicked out because he's not going to pay the $50 fine.
Did you say? I'll pay your fines. I'll pay them.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you get kicked out at least once this year?
No, I can't.
Why not?
I'll get in trouble.
No, you won't. Not real trouble.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to go to jail or anything like
Chapel
that.
trouble. That
Yeah,
lasts
chapel
like
trouble.
3 minutes.
You think so?
Yeah, you rip your butt.
3 minutes is a long time.
Tell you it's embarrassing. You got a responsibility. You need to be better than that, and it'll be over. He'll tell you, "No, I love you, boy." Yeah, we all know.
Nothing personal.
Nothing personal. I love you, Ronnie. You one of my favorite people.
I don't know, but he said he goes, I ain't gonna pay you $50 fine.
I'll pay it. Feel free. Matter of fact, I'll double it and give you $50 if you get thrown out of the game. Just so I can see it.
Let me look at the schedule. I'll tell you when to be there.
Okay, all right. Pick a game, doesn't matter.
Yeah. We started this thing early tonight.
Well, I try to build it up, make sure we get. Last time it was
I'm
kind of
tired.
rushed.
The coaches
You're
and
always
everybody's
tired,
just
Bill.
still.
No, I'm like really tired. Like physically tired. Staying in shape.
What's new from every week?
Huh?
You're tired every week.
I fell asleep today on a Zoom call.
Well, of course you did.
Go ahead. You know where else you fell asleep this past weekend?
We were on a break.
We were not on a break.
We were on a break.
We were not. We were literally
Why
live.
don't you go to bed earlier and wake? And,
I go to bed early, but I wake up. Like, I got real sleeping disorder.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
that's why you do all the tests.
I've done all the tests.
I know.
Everything's good. No, it is. Everything's good. Everything's real good. It's just, I
mean
can't
by that?
sleep. I mean, I can't sleep.
Oh, so it's not real good then.
No, I'm excited. I got a lot of things I want to get done in life. I get excited. I wake up.
You better hurry, Phil.
Oh, I'm limited
You
days.
don't have a whole lot of time. Well,
According
then again, we
to
might not
little
get
buddy,
there.
I got what, 2 years left?
About a year and a half.
A year and a half.
You're on the clock.
I got a lot to get done. We got some good first round games this week.
Outstanding first.
Yeah,
round
really
games.
did. I was looking at the picks.
Should go 10-0 this week. It's probably the easiest top 10.
Are you
we've
going to
had.
pick honestly on one of them, or are you going to do what
pick honestly on all of them.
That's cap. Let me look here. I looked at I didn't get all the way through them. Let me see what we got.
I gotta send this to somebody.
So when we've done our records or predictions over the years. The worst ever has been 3-7. No one has ever gone 2-8 before, or 1-9 or 0-10.
I was on the clock last week.
If Memorial doesn't upset Union,
I'm on the clock. Memorial doesn't upset Union. Bethany, okay, that's interesting. I think that game's interesting right there.
Heck yeah,
I think that's an interesting game.
Some team.
Brownsville Booker. We talk about our top 10 every day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in our top 10.
Some people have Booker T on the championship. Some have Collinsville beating them. First
Really?
round.
You had to make it to that one? Really?
It's a big time
I just
game.
saw it. Really?
It could have been maybe Booker T Collinsville's number one game.
That's a big game.
Good evening. Give me all Ronnie's picks today. Leslie.
Oh,
Elgin Leslie.
I just sent them to you, Les.
Why is Leslie being so aggressive here lately?
She missed show last week, didn't she?
No, she was there.
Did
Wasn't
she?
she? Yeah.
I don't remember her picking.
I don't know if she picked.
Well, she always picks. That's the thing.
Well, but I think she was there because I remember Tony saying hi Leslie in large capital letters.
Mr. Larry Fields is here.
Larry. Great to visit with Larry today.
Yeah,
we'll
up here in
talk
the
about
studio.
that a little bit. Yeah,
These guys couldn't even call. I would have been straight down. I lived 2 seconds from
you would have
here.
eaten his gift.
Dang right I would have.
Saving it for the show.
Let's see here. That would have been at 10:12 this morning.
Yeah.
You could have called me.
You were asleep.
I was not sleeping. I made TikToks today. You know I wasn't sleeping. 6-4. Hey, 6-4 is better than Phil last week.
That ain't no lie.
I'm not doing very good. 6-4 last week, Leslie said.
Try 3-7. Get you some of that.
Straight.
But you guys have to admit, Chris told me you need to pick up the show a little bit. Asked me if I would sacrifice my week's picks, and I said yes.
Nobody literally.
Team guy.
Nobody ever literally said that.
No, I'm a
nobody.
team guy.
No, nobody said that.
I mean, I did what the
You
team.
want to do it again this week?
Well, sure. If you want me to.
Yeah, go on 10.
Sean Bonner says, "What's up, guys?"
I don't think it's possible to go on 10.
Sean, do you guys have hats for that? Straight Path Ministries? Kind of curious.
SPM.
SPM. This is a.
Oh, that's close.
This
That's
is
a PM.
This is Path 2 Ministries. Somewhat similar.
But is it a straight path or is it a crooked path or what?
Well,
what kind of path are we
these
looking
guys
at?
were crooked first. Now they're Straight Path.
But straight path's already taken.
I know that's why they probably did Path to Ministries. Just
okay.
a path.
Copyright infringements.
No, 2 words, 2 different words.
Oh, okay. But
Like you said, Path can be all this, but his is a straight. Yeah, this could be either way.
Why does it have to be a crooked path?
what about a yellow brick?
That's what he said.
Yellow brick road path.
That'd be really, yeah. That's
a
all
great
up and downs, lots of up and downs in those. Yeah.
Bust my buttons.
I've got a couple surprise changes, I think, tonight on my state championship picks.
Oh,
I think we should maybe have 2 picks.
We've already voted on it, Chris.
No, we voted on 1.
No.
very nice, Sean.
What'd Sean do?
They have it's a Cowboy Church out of Weatherford.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
Weatherford. They're
That's awesome. They
they're
got a
on
big
the-
game this
the-
week.
Top 10 top 10 games
They're
this
on the
week.
top 10 list.
Good for you, Sean. I love that.
Well, send me a
good
link.
stuff.
See if there's a link. I'm gonna get me a hat.
Oh boy. Well, remember my stuff's off? How do I change that?
What do you mean stuff, Phil?
My video?
Hit your gear.
My gear?
Yeah, go back on the video. Hit your gear.
Gear.
You already forget how to do this?
You're
Yeah.
on 144. Why not?
It automatically changes back.
Well, you go to 1080, 60 frames per second.
Right? I do that every week, but it switches back for some reason.
It's a setting. You got to go in there and change it up.
In here?
Well, I don't know where we're at.
Well, then you're no help to me.
Well, mine's automatically, so. Dallas, and I do mean,
You remember when I
Dallas.
thought my screen was this dirty?
Yes.
yeah, you're over there cleaning it.
off.
What a tool.
Well, that wasn't necessary.
It was a funny.
It was funny. That was funny. I'm with you on that one, Chris.
Victim.
Are we going to be able to start? T-Fred's not here yet. We got 30 seconds.
T-Fred's breaking down the 3-2 half-court press.
Oh, there he is.
Just a friendly reminder that I picked Norman over Bixby, and you guys made fun of me.
Yeah,
Who made fun of you?
Phil did.
I definitely didn't make fun of
I
him.
didn't make fun of him. I just still mad at him from the week before.
Oh, awesome. Sean, I'll definitely do that.
Are we all getting hats?
Well, I'm getting a hat.
Why can't I get a hat? Sean, can I have a hat?
I think you have to order them, purchase.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I
We don't mind
I'll
spending
take
money.
one then.
Chris, how's the field at Guthrie? It's perfect.
How's the field at Guthrie? Absolutely.
I went there on Saturday. It's pretty bad.
Hello and welcome to the High School Huddle. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We get set for the first week of the Oklahoma High School football playoffs. Week 11. I think we're going to have some football weather as well. The cooler temperatures are on their way. And we talked about the season going by so fast. It's because we're just now getting to the daylight savings time, or is it the other?
Well,
callback?
it's completely dark, whatever it
Completely
is.
dark. Whatever.
It's dark
it is.
at 2:30.
And add the mixture of cold weather. I think it's officially
football
weather here. So glad to have you here on the show tonight. Our title sponsor is Red River Roofing. Do some great things. We'll talk about them throughout the broadcast. Had some great games last week. We got some great games, outstanding games this week here in the first round of the playoffs. And today was signing day, so high school students across the state of Oklahoma got to sign some letters today. I know OU softball signed 4 of the top 5 in the nation today.
In the nation.
For this class.
Pitchers?
One of them from Oklahoma, from Bacola, Oklahoma,
Bacola,
Alyssa
yep.
Parker.
Yep.
A pitcher?
She signed. She's a pitcher, yep.
Got to have them pitchers.
Yep, and they had some big players all over the nation. But
That's going to go with the number 1 portal class as well.
Did they?
yeah,
Rich get richer.
Gage Albright, Choctaw baseball player, signed with Oklahoma State University. Cash Williams made it official, signed with Tennessee.
Cool.
Some names: Ethan Holiday, he committed to OSU.
Oh, that's shocker.
Enjoy that commitment. I mean, he'll never be there, but enjoy that commitment.
Yeah. OSU does a really good job of getting guys. OSU baseball does a great job of getting people to commit to them who end up being first rounders.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be the first overall, isn't he?
Top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so some outstanding softball, basketball players signing today with OU and OSU. So a big day for signing. Didn't I see football's going away from national level? Going away from that?
Yeah, they essentially means nothing.
You also had Eli Ramirez and Briscoe Smith out of Duncan signing with University of Oklahoma to play baseball today. Oh, I can't wait for them to be gone out of Duncan.
Haley Gallo
guys are good.
out of Guthrie, softball player,
Yeah.
a stud, 4-year
Yeah,
letterman.
big time.
I think she has a home run record for Guthrie. She signed with UCO, a very powerhouse Division II football team. So
Yeah.
I saw scenarios for football state championship games that UCO can mess it up a little bit. Now, all football championship games will be played at UCO, but it might be UCO might be hosting a game, so it might be UCO playing at 1 o'clock and then someone at 7 o'clock. So you might have 3 games on Friday.
That'd be kind of cool, though.
It all depends on UCO.
Are they going to kick us out of the press box?
No, we'll stay there. Right, Chris?
Oh, I didn't think about this scenario. We'll use the same booth.
We use the same booth as they do.
We'll have to tear down and reset back
Oh,
up.
I know. I'll get there.
You'll be
Tomorrow,
nervous. You'll be
and tape
nervous.
up. I'll
You'll be
tape up
nervous.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm nervous now. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
That's
So
right,
there,
yeah.
but no matter what happens, the state championship games, all 12 of them this year, will be at UCO.
Pretty cool. Sean pointed out something from Chisholm.
Harley
Or, excuse
Chisholm.
me, from a Weatherford kiddo.
Oh, Florida State. Yeah, Harley Chisholm from
Yep.
Weatherford signed with Florida State.
That's awesome.
So Bacola has 2 studs walking D1 studs in their school, and now Weatherford, along with CJ,
Yeah,
football
CJ's
player,
a stud,
He's
yeah.
going to go play basketball and football for OU.
Yeah.
And now Harley Chisholm from Weatherford signed with Florida State. So it just feels like over the last couple of years that Oklahoma has been really heavy on Division I talent in all sports.
It seems more so than years past, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know if we're just watching it more. I mean, I don't know. I think we legitimately just have more kids signing with big time programs.
So that's most of this stuff off the field. That I guess we can kind of get into this. We got a long show. We got brackets to break down. We got games to look back on. We got individual stuff, players that happened. But how about Norman?
Wow.
Going on Norman and Edmond Memorial going into T-Town and coming away with 2 victories.
Big time.
That's big time for the West Side.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Big time.
Yeah, Norman wins 31-20, and your reward is by Bixby's. You got to play first round. You don't get a first round bye. Norman
should have scored another field goal on them.
Yeah,
they would have got it.
So yeah, you're supposed to beat Bixby by 14, not by 11. Yeah. And how embarrassing is that? Yeah. I got to watch a little bit of the Edmond Memorial Tulsa Union matchup game, and tell you that was one of the best high school football games of the year. Memorial, David McCombs. We've been talking about
the
last couple of years, and Edmond Memorial gets a first round bye.
That's crazy. When's the last time that happened? It's never happened, has it?
I probably not in the new format.
Not in the new format.
No, not in the new format. So we're going to look at that 6A1 bracket here in a little bit. And I heard some nonsense that somebody lost on purpose to stay on the other side. Bixby lost on purpose to stay on the other side of the loss. So get out of here.
Yeah, no.
We ain't buying that.
There's too many alpha male head coaches around for that to ever happen.
Yeah. So
listen.
Hey, we'll lose, but not by less than 14.
This hasn't been a typical Bixby. I mean, when's the last time Bixby lost 2 games in a year?
That would be 2017.
Right. But I promise you, they're not scared of anybody. No. I mean, that's crazy talk.
Yeah, their running game has not been what it has in years past. They have to depend a lot more on their passing game this year than some years back, but still Bixby, and when we get into the playoffs, we'll do that. So also coming up, we'll have at the preseason, we had our state championship picks.
Yep.
And we did all 11-man championship picks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did you write those down by chance?
I got mine.
Oh, I don't know. I think I got mine in my head, but I'm not.
I got mine.
Okay.
I got mine.
I would suggest.
You big jinx, I know that.
So, Chris.
I did not.
And I might be sticking with that one.
Okay.
So can we have just? I might.
That's fine.
Have you seen the top 5 rankings this week by the High School Huddle?
Well, you don't let us see them.
Well, he posts them on Facebook. He literally does.
Well, those are the Chris Evans
those
rankings.
Chris Evans. Never mind. Oh,
Very different than the High School Huddle.
that's true. That's true.
I tried to give you a vote earlier. No. So we get to pick all new champions if we want to do that?
If we want.
4. Max is 4. You can only change 4.
We didn't say that.
Well, Chris wanted to do 1.
I want to do
voted.
1.
We voted no to 1.
That's right, which implies to all.
Preseason predictions should stay. I mean, you can't just change out your
Then
quarterback.
we won't change any of them.
What's if everybody got hurt?
Yeah, we just won't change any of them then. You always change the rules.
That's what I'm saying. It's if you that one that you changed, you must be really convicted to change that one.
No, we're going to change minimum 4.
No, it's got to be a maximum of something. It can't be a minimum.
Maximum 4.
Good Lord.
Maximum 4.
This should have really been talked about in production.
We had production.
We had it. It was over with.
So 4.
Maximum of 4.
Max, but you don't have to do 4.
You don't have to do 4.
Okay, you got 4 at your disposal.
4 max.
Okay.
4 out of the 9 classes we're picking, you can have 4.
Okay.
All right. Another matchup. How about T-Fred's Bishop McGinnis Fighting Irish beating Lawton MacArthur?
Yeah. That was a good ball game at points, and then McGinnis kind of didn't pull away, but it was a 2-score victory. So
McGinnis held their end of the deal. Duncan did not.
Duncan did not.
Oh, Duncan.
So excited.
Had
for them at
opportunity.
half.
You guys are celebrating in the first half like
we were
you
just
already
happy.
won.
We were happy for the kids at Duncan. Maybe you can show a little joy.
It's 4
once in a
quarters.
while.
It's a 4-quarter game. They got destroyed.
What was it, 14-12 at halftime?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was slacking after that.
We were already polishing the gold ball. For
Sure
Duncan.
So if Duncan would have won, they would have been
In the playoffs.
in
They
playoffs.
would have been in because McGinnis won.
Yeah.
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 Plainview went on, beat Kingfisher.
Come on.
Salsall lost to Ada.
They have a great, what's the name?
Who?
The Black Diamonds.
Black Diamonds.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
They got destroyed by
They
Ada.
did. Black Diamonds
I picked
lost.
that game.
Muskogee shuts out PC North.
Yeah.
As expected.
Yeah.
That's all we got on that. Okay. Sand Springs, I think, shut out Sapulpa. 21. Hey, by the way, Sapulpa hosting a first-round playoff game for the first time in 19 years.
What's their record?
I don't know. They've lost for like 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But they're hosting.
But, where we call Friday night games in Guthrie, they're 7-3 in hosting.
Oh, Sapulpa is 4-6.
Oh, jeez. And they're hosting.
Yeah, they're hosting. Well, Norman North, they won 3 games this year, and they're in the playoffs, which we'll have to talk about that, but they're good. I'm the only one last week picked Broken Arrow to beat Westmore on this panel.
That's not true.
It's 100% true.
Westmore?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Why would you pick
I was
Westmore?
drunk last week.
Well, I picked him too.
Yeah.
I was trying to make up ground.
That's right. I picked him because you picked him.
Right.
I was trying to stay
Right, you
even.
were matching. Yeah.
Stupid.
So for the first time since week 6, all teams that were undefeated the week before stay undefeated.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So we still have 14 undefeated teams from 6A down to Class A, and there's 5 teams undefeated in B, B1, B2, and C football. So Owasso, Muskogee, Carl Albert, Elgin, Tuttle, Wagner, Lincoln Christian, Washington, Metro, Stroud, Holdenville, Adair, Vian are the only undefeated teams throughout the regular season.
And Woodland.
Yeah, Woodland.
And Woodland, sorry.
Yep.
I didn't get that one down there. Yeah, Woodland. The Cougs, only undefeated team in Class A football. So, okay, what we need to do here is to stay on time tonight.
Oh.
We can't get behind.
Should we take a break already?
We got to take a break.
Are you going to thank Mr. Fields?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can get that in here real quick.
Okay,
I was
real
gonna,
quick.
I was going to do a whole big deal, but
No. If you got something
no,
built in.
you got it. You got it.
He literally runs the show.
There you go.
Okay, see this beautiful pie? This is from our buddy Larry Fields. Drove all the way to Guthrie today, delivered this homemade pie for us. I've been tempted to eat it all day long.
Right. It's been in the refrigerator.
Did the right thing. Waited for the rest of you. But just sincerely want to thank Larry. Thank you very much for coming up. We appreciate you watching. And we got to visit with Larry today for a little bit. And it's very obvious he's passionate about high school football, passionate about the kids of Oklahoma, and very knowledgeable about high school football. So it's a lot of fun to have you up, Larry. Look forward to seeing you again. But thank you very much for the thoughts and the beautiful pie, which I will be eating 2/3 of. It's a cheat day.
Well, it's of course it is. Cherry Kool-Aid pie.
That's right.
That is like a
That's
title.
just perfect.
What's that on top?
It don't matter.
Cookie.
Oh, graham cracker.
Graham cracker.
Graham cracker on top there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go and push that break button.
And also, Dominique said he was going to make his way down here and come visit with us, but it's his wife's birthday. I said, well, that's an easy decision. She'll have a birthday next year.
Birthday next year.
It comes every year.
I'm on borrowed time.
So, yes, thank you, Mr. Fields. It was nice meeting you today in person, having that.
Wish they would have called me.
Yeah, well, I felt like I had a meeting I had to get to.
Yeah,
so
it was good, though.
It was good. It was a good meeting. So, all right, we'll take a timeout, come back. We got state championship brackets to look at, break those down, and a whole lot more. This is the High School Huddle presented by Red River Roofing. Almost hit end the show.
At home, the office, or your commercial building, you want a professional roofing contractor you can trust. Red River Roofing Siding and Windows has been the Oklahoma leader in residential and commercial roof repair, maintenance, and replacement for over 2 decades. Partnering with the best manufacturers to offer the best roofing systems with the best warranty protection and the best financing plan in the industry. Avoid the high volume of underqualified, untrained contractors and call Red River Roofing Siding and Windows today.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
At Mosquito Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Ronnie, Phil, Chris, and the Huddle has now gone TikTok-ish. High School Huddle is now on TikTok.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, and now you're a social media creator now, Phil.
I'm an influencer.
You're an influencer.
Yeah.
What have you done 2?
Yeah, I've updated my resume today. I'm an influencer.
Yeah. So if you're on the TikToks, we're there.
At High School Huddle? Is that what it's called?
I think that's right.
At High School Huddle.
And there's a bunch of High School Huddles.
There is.
We need to get
it's our logo. You see our logo.
Cool. Yeah, I see the logo.
Right there.
I think if you do high.school.huddle, that might be us there officially on there. But yeah. So
I don't know. Come find us. You guys are young. You guys know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, some of you guys are.
Okay. So it's time to look at the brackets.
Oh, boy.
And championship picks.
Here we go. Up to 4?
Up to 4. 4 max.
To 4.
All right. So I get.
Can I have one?
Oh, and everyone else gets to have their pick too. All right. So we're going to break down the bracket.
Okay.
We're going to look at the bracket, and then we're going to eventually make a state championship pick. Okay.
Or leave it or
leave it. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we begin, preseason football, Ronnie went with
what class we talk about?
6A1.
6A1. Preseason, I went with the Bixby Spartans.
Okay. Phil?
I went with Jinx.
I went with Jinx as well. And so we're looking at 9 classes, and we can change 4 of them.
Change up to 4. You don't have to do 4, but you can change up to 4.
Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at the Class 6A bracket, and let's start at the top left corner of the bracket. So the Bixby Spartans will have a first-round bye, and they will take on the winner between Norman North and Moore. Now, be careful. We got to pick Norman North and Moore a little bit later on. So we feel comfortable that Bixby would more than likely win.
Against bye? Yes.
Against bye?
I think they got a shot.
Okay. I totally agree.
Yeah.
They got to find a running game against bye.
Yeah.
Maybe they get
Bye's
that going.
Tough.
So we think we have Bixby moving to the state semifinal. Can we agree there?
I would agree on that, yeah.
Okay. Take a look at the same side of the bracket, but the bottom half of the bracket. You have Norman taking on Westmore. We are not picking that game, but all 3 of us feel pretty good that Norman can win this football game.
Yeah.
And will win this football
Norman
game.
will win that game, yep.
And they, in Edmond Memorial, awaits to take on the winner of that ball game.
That's a shame.
And so you look at the top 2 teams on Class 5A this football season has been Edmond Memorial and Norman. And everyone's looking for that West Side school to get to the championship game.
Yeah.
Not just to get there. Edmond Santa Fe did a couple years ago, but to win it. But 2 of the 5, one of them's going to knock one of them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 best teams on the West Side.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you would have a potential, if everything goes what we think, Bixby against Edmond Memorial in a state semifinal game.
Or Norman.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Be a good one. I mean, this is a year that, either one of those teams was proven last week can take Bixby down.
Norman ain't going to be scared again to play them. It's going to be hard to beat them twice, but they're not going to be scared to play them.
But Edmond Memorial shouldn't be scared either.
Memorial's definitely not going to be scared.
Well, and Norman and Edmond Memorial have outstanding quarterbacks, too.
Very good quarterbacks.
That's the big difference there.
Yeah.
So you take a look at the other side of the bracket, top right corner of the bracket. You take a look at the Owasso Rams with a first-round bye. The story in 6A this season has been Owasso. They beat everybody, including Edmond Memorial, on their schedule. Union, Jinx, Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
But they've also beaten Edmond Memorial. So they await the winner between Deer Creek and Broken Arrow. And that's a game that we'll be picking here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we certainly think Owasso has a pretty direct path to the state semifinals.
I think so. I think they have a direct path. Do not stop. I think it's there.
You remember when Owasso played Memorial in midway through the season? Looking back at it, that was a great win.
Yeah.
I mean, that really was. At the time, we didn't even have a top. I don't think we even had top team game because we thought, Owasso, the way they just beat Union, Bixby, and Jinx. This is not even going to be a game. It ended up being a decent game. I know Owasso was worried about that game, and it turns out that was a pretty daggum good win.
Owasso won at 46-14.
Yeah. When you've got a team or a quarterback like McComb, you've got a chance.
Absolutely.
I mean, this kid is the real deal. He can flat out play.
And so we think Owasso has the path there. We'll talk about
to get to the semi. Yeah,
maybe Deer Creek. Yeah, to the semi. Maybe Deer Creek can push them. I just don't know if Deer Creek's healthy. I hope they're healthy to give a push.
Yeah, maybe they got some kids healthy. They had a lot of injuries at wide out and just a lot of different stuff going on. We hope they're healthy.
Yeah.
Number one, for the kids, you want them to be able to play. Get in the playoffs, finish out the year strong. But if they're not healthy, if they don't have everything at their disposal, that's going to be a tough sled.
Well, BA and Deer Creek, that's going to be a great game. It's our number 2 game of the week, I believe, and that's going to be tough. I mean, that's going to be a really good game.
The only thing that makes me nervous about that Broken Arrow in the Deer Creek.
Oh, boy.
It's hunting season, too.
Yeah, it's hunting season.
Right.
This is perfect.
Fall right in the creek.
Almost right, not quite.
Yeah. Close. But if it's a broken arrow, maybe it's not as strong as it can be in the past.
What does Broken Arrow also stand for?
BA?
A stolen nuclear weapon, a broken arrow.
I was thinking bad attitude.
Well, I've got that too.
Or badass.
Okay. That too.
That's 30 years ago.
Bottom half of the bracket, Union, Mustang. Certainly think Union will roll in that one. Union having to play a first-round playoff game.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
They will host Mustang, and then they await Jinx. So you have a second-round matchup of Jinx and Union for what maybe could be a semifinal against Owasso.
Yeah. There's one that I think obviously most people would pick if that they get past Mustang, which they should, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Union beat Jinx earlier in the year. I mean,
that was when
I don't know who's going to win that game.
That was
I
when
really
Jinx,
don't.
That was when Jinx was starting that weird spiral they went through there for a few weeks where just nothing was going right.
Remember, Jinx had a lot of move-ins.
Yeah.
And it was going to take some time for them to kind of mesh together.
Yeah.
Stuff we talked about preseason.
And they played a tough schedule at the beginning. Their schedule has allowed them to get better and to mesh better. So now it's kind of a new team with Jinx. Of course, Union can beat Jinx, but now it feels like Union's kind of the team that's kind of
gone down.
Yeah, they have.
Of the Big Four.
I think you're right.
Of the Big Four this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Doesn't mean that won't win on a couple weeks.
No, it's playoff time.
Them coming down is very similar in opposite direct ways with Memorial. Memorial is that team that kind of had this rising, and Norman as well. Just at the beginning of the year, none of us were talking about Norman
where's Edmond Santa Fe or Norman North? That's who we're talking about.
That's how we thought on the west side.
And we're dead wrong on that.
Dead wrong. Add it to the list of dead wrongs.
Okay.
Here we go.
So you had to make a state championship pick today.
Yep.
Who's going to win it all? We've seen the resumes. We've seen the schedules.
Do we have to declare if we're making a change?
Yep. Because people need to know if you're making a change.
I'm making a change in 6A1.
Oh, Jinx not going to win it?
No.
Who's going to win it, Phil?
You want me to give my pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go each class.
Oh, well, I started this off in 2017.
Oh, that's the year Bixby lost 2 games in a row, or 2 games that year.
Well, don't think it's a coincidence. They've lost 2 this year too. But I started this in 2017 when in the preseason, I picked the Owasso Rams to win the state title. I was mocked. I was laughed at. I was ridiculed. Went through all those things. What happened, Chris? Go ahead. You can say it.
Owasso won the state championship.
Owasso won the state
Your
championship.
preseason pick.
That's right.
Okay.
Didn't need to change it that
2017.
year.
Didn't change it that year.
Owasso Rams win 6A1.
Phil's going to Owasso.
Yep.
Well, Phil's going to Owasso.
Phil Owasso. That's 2 S's.
Looking at this bracket we just broke down, the team with the easiest path by far is Bixby. That semifinal game against Norman or Memorial is going to be a tough game. Yeah. But again, Norman just beat them, so I don't know really what to expect in that. I mean, if Memorial plays, I expect Memorial to play with Bixby. But as far as looking at 2 sides, I think you guys will agree Bixby has the easier path to the championship. So I got Bixby in the state championship game against Owasso. I think Owasso will get there again. Again, they struggled not last week, but 2 weeks in a row.
A couple weeks
before that,
a little bouncy,
little sloppy. But again,
1 win and 2 win teams.
Yep, but they found ways to win, which is what championship teams do.
Yep.
And I'll take the Owasso Rams. I'm changing from Bixby to Owasso. So I have Owasso. I'll change to Owasso. I think Owasso is going to win the state championship this year.
So you both are going to Owasso. So Owasso would have to beat Union or Jinx for a second time.
That's right.
And then get to the championship game, then have to beat Bixby a second time.
That's right.
If Bixby gets there.
That's right.
Okay. All right. I will not be changing. I will stick with the Jinx Trojans winning the state championship. I think Jinx, the running game, I think they've all starting to gel a little bit. The quarterback is coming together. I think this is the year for the Jinx Trojans. I'm sticking with what I said in the preseason.
All right.
I like it.
Good.
You're wrong, but I like it.
Dead wrong, but I like it.
So I'm dead wrong. You're dead right.
That's correct.
100%.
Records don't lie. Well,
right.
y'all are pretty much the same.
All right, 6A2 football. Here is the bracket. We'll go to the top left corner. The Choctaw Yellow Jackets. They were a yard away from making the state championship game a year ago. They await the winner between Sapulpa and Lawton Ike. Sapulpa, first time hosting a first-round playoff game in 19 years.
Wow.
So you got to go back to 2005.
Wow.
Last time they hosted
It was a good year.
a playoff game. So with that, Choctaw awaits Ike and Sapulpa. Choctaw probably a couple touchdown favorites in that ball game, right?
Yeah, I would think so. At least.
I think in 6A2 we could probably get to the chase to the semis pretty quick because there's only 2 or 3 teams honestly that have any chance in this.
Bottom of the bracket, Piedmont takes on Ponca. The winner goes to Sand Springs.
Yeah.
So then you have potentially Sand Springs and Choctaw. The top 4 teams all season long have been right where they were projected to be. The only thing we awaited was, will Choctaw beat 2 or Stillwater beat 2? Choctaw beat Stillwater in the regular season. So Choctaw stays on the opposite side of Muskogee, the defending state champion. So let's take a look at the other side of the bracket. There you see Muskogee awaiting the winner between Putnam City and Bartlesville. The bottom of the bracket, you have Putnam City North taking on Southmore. That's a rematch from earlier this year, and they will take on the winner. That winner will take on the Stillwater Pioneers.
Yeah.
So Stillwater and Muskogee favored to get to the semis. Choctaw and Sand Springs also favored to get to the semis.
Yeah. Well, I picked Muskogee at the beginning of the year to win 6A2.
I did. I picked Muskogee as well.
I think we all did. Yep.
Yeah, and I will not be making a change in 6A2.
I will not either. I got Muskogee over Choctaw in the state championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Muskogee beating Choctaw as well in my state championship game.
Me as well. So will this be 3 straight years? No, 2 out of the last 3 Choctaw made the state finals.
Stillwater and Choctaw were the last
right.
2 teams before, besides Muskogee.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dallas says, I'll be bringing 2 Owasso hats to UCO.
That's right, buddy.
Sweet.
Don't forget.
Well, if I get a hat, maybe I can.
You're not getting a hat.
Switch my.
No.
If I switch it right now, I can get a hat.
Go ahead, switch it. I bet Jinx doesn't bring you a hat.
I bet Don would.
Yeah.
Don definitely would.
All right.
I like flat bills, by the way, Dallas.
I'm a grown man. I don't want a flat bill.
I want a baseball hat, a flat bill baseball hat.
Yeah, I'm a grown man. I want
the OR. I've been to Owasso twice this summer.
What do you call these kind of hats?
Stupid.
Stupid. I want a stupid hat. Please.
All right, let's take a look at the Class 5A bracket. There are tons of great first-round matchups.
Next.
Newcastle takes on Noble. Pryor takes on Bishop Kelly on one side. The other side, the bottom half of that bracket, Booker T. Washington and Collinsville, Guthrie and Lawton MacArthur. You take a look at that side of the bracket. That's the side of the bracket that you want to be on because on the other side, way over here is Carl Albert and Dell City. But right now we're talking about this side of the bracket. We've been talking about all season long Newcastle 5A1 champions, Booker T. Washington 5A3 champions. But Booker T. Washington has a very capable team of upsetting them in the first round in the Collinsville Cardinals. Yeah. Now, both teams have been beaten by Dell City this year, and Collinsville's other 2 losses were by 1 point, Pryor and Claremore in that one there. So,
and they were beat up.
They were beat up. They're starting to find their way offensively right now. And then Guthrie Lawton MacArthur, who is our game of the week, is a matchup of 2 teams that are 7-3 overall. Yeah. So I don't think anybody can tell you who is going to come out on this side of the bracket. If they are, they're guessing. They're guessing,
or they're homers,
or they're homers, or they're just no idea. I mean, Bishop Kelly could go in and beat Pryor.
Yeah, and I think you got 4 teams on that side that are capable.
It could be anybody besides Noble and Bishop Kelly.
That's right. To me,
anybody else can make it to the state
team in 5A right now. It's on that side. Chris, you've been talking about this the last few weeks. Newcastle is playing really good football right now.
They would be my favorites.
Really good football right now. But we've seen the Guthrie team all year long. They've made steady improvements throughout the year. Still got some things on certain areas defensively they got to figure out, and I think that's going to be challenging. But I think there's 4 teams on that side of the bracket that have the ability to get to the state championship game, and all those games are pick'ems. I mean, I think the Collinsville Booker T game's a pick'em. I think the Guthrie Lawton Mac game's a pick'em. I think Newcastle glides through their side. I think they're going to come right on in. And then Carl Albert and Dell City are poised to match up in the semifinals.
So you look at like Booker T. Washington and Collinsville. Booker T. has a great defense. Collinsville has a good offense. Guthrie MacArthur. Guthrie has a great defense. Lawton MacArthur has an offense that can move the ball as well. So it's going to be offense versus defense in both of those first round matchups. So it's hard to say who makes it to the state championship game. But you look on the other side. McAllister and Claremore, another great game. We're going to be picking that game here in a little bit as well. Shawnee at Dell City. Dell City should have no issue. Carl Albert should have no issue with Midwest City. Lawton Bishop McGinnis. I would favor McGinnis in that game, but McGinnis is going to have to show up and we have to play defense to stop the running backs and the quarterback.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think McGinnis is the favorite in that ball game. I think they should win that ball game. And as we've said in high school football, usually the best team wins in high school football. Usually. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of, it's whoever's got the Jimmies and Joes and executes, plays clean football, they're going to win the ball game.
Carl Albert, Dell City in the state semifinal is projected. Everyone's been waiting for. And by the way, I love this 5A bracket. I love there's 5 teams, 6 teams, whatever it is, on one side that can get there. We don't know who that is. That's suspenseful. That's awesome. The other side, you got the 2 best teams, and one of them's going to be knocked out, and someone's going to be upset. But I love how this bracket is drawn up this year. I really do. Yeah, good bracket. So with that being said, Carl Albert, Dell City in a state semifinal.
Yeah. I mean, I picked Carl Albert. I think all 3 of us picked Carl Albert to win 5A at the beginning of the year. We've seen them personally. Their defense is special, I think. Special defense. Offensively, they're not the Carl Albert we've seen the last few years. Yep. They're still very good, very effective, but they're not the powerhouse. They don't have X back there toting the ball. This quarterback, senior quarterback they have, he's a good quarterback, but he's not what they've had, right? Saying all that,
it's just not fair to compare him.
Yeah, it's not fair to compare him. Yeah, very good football player. Yeah. Saying all that, there's 0 chance of me changing my pick in 5A. It's Carl Albert.
Well, and Carl Albert does a good job at Woodring of throwing it up to those great athletes, Haynes, Washington, and a few others. And also they do a good job of getting them in space. The little quick pass, and then Tristan and all these guys can make those plays there. So I picked Carl Albert preseason. I will stay with Carl Albert.
I will hold on my 20. Yeah. and keep Carl Albert.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up here in a little bit, we will have some picks on some key first-round matchups in Class 5A football. Take a look at the Class 4A football bracket. And it is the top of the bracket. Ardmore visiting Elgin, Grove visiting Salisal. That will be a great matchup there. Certainly think Elgin will win a couple of games up there to get to the state semifinal. Yeah. Maybe the strongest part of the bracket here is Wagner, Poto, and then Blanchard, Clinton. I think we're picking the Blanchard-Clinton game here in a little bit. Yep. But Blanchard has the toughest road to the state championship game. These are Blanchard, the 4A defending state champions. They had their 2021 game win streak snapped earlier this year by Tuttle, who's on the other side. More on that here in a second. But Blanchard has the toughest route there. They have to beat an 8-2 Clinton team, and then they would have to go on the road to beat perhaps a Wagner football team, and then maybe to beat Elgin to get to in the semifinal, and then maybe beat Tuttle in a state championship game. So I think they have the toughest path of anybody in high school football.
If Blanchard makes a run to the state championship game, they will make a movie about that. As they should.
And we need to say this, the defending 4A state champion, Blanchard Lions. I mean, it's a tough side.
That's
tough
a
side.
Gauntlet, man.
Tough side.
And I don't know if Tuttle makes it through that. As good as they are, I don't know if they make it through that gauntlet.
Yep. Yeah. So, semifinal game, Wagner-Elgin.
I agree with that.
Where it's going to go there? Okay. Take a look at the other side of the bracket. It is Tuttle taking on Elk City and Miami versus Hilldale. Certainly think Tuttle has a clear path to the state semifinals.
Championship game.
Yeah. And then the bottom of the bracket, Ada and Cushing, another game that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. That will be a fun matchup. And then how about Bethany and Weatherford in a first-round matchup in Class 4A football?
Yeah, this is an intriguing side of the bracket. Ada at times, there was a lot of talk that Ada was the best team in 4A at one point, early in the season. And then they went through a stretch where things weren't going their way. Weatherford's got CJ, who's, by anybody's account, one of the finest athletes in the state of Oklahoma. That's an interesting one, but I think the choices in the finals, Tuttle should have a clear path, I think, on that side of the bracket. Yeah. The question is Elgin and Wagner in the semis.
According to the rankings, we think it'll be Wagner. Well, just because I have Wagner number 1 and Elgin number 2 does not mean
that's right.
I'm picking Wagner to get to the championship.
That's right. Right. Now, who did you pick preseason? Ryan?
I picked Wagner preseason.
Did you pick Wagner?
I did pick Wagner preseason.
Who'd you pick?
I don't have it memorized, but I would certainly think it was Wagner.
You 100% picked Wagner.
And I picked Wagner.
100% picked Wagner.
I know.
So all three of us went Wagner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ronnie, making a change?
I'll be making a change.
Ronnie's making a change. 6A2, we all went with Muskogee. I forgot to write this down. 5A, we all went with Carl Albert. 4A, Ronnie is switching.
I'm switching. I'm going to use one of my 3 that I have remaining. Give me the Elgin Owls, baby. Give me Elgin to win.
Mayor JJ will be happy with that pick.
Against Tuttle in the state championship game.
Elgin Tuttle in the championship game.
Yeah.
Give me Elgin.
Yeah, interesting. Chris?
Why, you go ahead, Phil.
No, go ahead. I've went first last several times. I'll let you go ahead.
But I haven't made a change in my pick.
No, I know, but are you going to make a change?
I've not made one yet, so I think you should go first.
Oh, okay. I got 3 left?
I think so, yeah.
Now I have 2. Hoo-hoo! Give me the Owls.
And all that stuff you guys are talking all week long for the entire season. He's switching to Elgin. I knew it.
Big part of that reason is the big injury that Wagner had. Yeah. That is a big part of the reason why I'm switching. You can't lose a kid like that's what blank Chris. Young man from what?
Alex Shidlight.
Just an absolute monster out for the year. The OU commit. That's a big hit. That's a big hit at any level of football. When 4A football, you lose one of your 2 really big studs. They got a lot of great players, but they have 2 really big studs. They're down to 1. I think losing him is going to really hurt him defensively. Elgin,
against that Elgin team.
Yeah, against that Elgin team, and that's the biggest reason why I'm switching.
All right. I have Tuttle in the championship game.
Yeah, me too.
I have Tuttle in the championship game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I went with Wagner early in the season.
You did.
Kel Charbonneau.
Oh, he's a stud.
He is a stud. He's won it before.
Got the coach.
They got the coach. Dale Condit.
Yep.
And they're going to win it again.
Woo!
Wagner Bulldogs
holding firm.
Take the path.
He's not going to change anything tonight.
The Wagner Bulldogs take the path.
Holding firm.
It will be a story for sure that will be shared for a long
you
time.
Elgin Wagner fans, pay attention because if you guys play semis, you might get an appearance from all 3 of us.
Oh boy,
we might get dibs on that one, boys.
Will you hats for that?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
it sounds like Dallas is double down on me not getting a hat.
Oh, no, you're not getting a hat.
He says one flat bill and one stupid hat. Got it. All right, those are
Chris is getting called out.
I know. And Leslie hasn't even called me out yet. So, I'm going Wagner. I love me some Kill Charbonneau. His numbers continue to get better and better. So.
Yeah, listen, I do too, but we've all, we've had fun with it throughout the year. It's been pretty clear, I think, the majority of the year, you get past 0 week 1 maybe, that Elgin and Wagner, I think there's a gap between those two and Tuttle. Right? Tuttle's a really good football team. Really good football team.
Great move-ins.
Yeah, a lot of great move-ins, but, you can talk about the Hall of Fame coach, Coach Condit and Wagner, but boy, I'm telling you what, Elgin, we've been watching them for the last few years, and they were in 5A. We said last year, this is a team that's, man, they're just going to keep getting better and better, and they have.
Like we said this year.
Yeah, and they have. But I think when it comes down to, I really think that injury, man, that's a big injury. That's a big injury. So
Wagner has proven it.
Well, they have.
Wagner's proven it. So, All right. Let's take a look at Class 3A football. We still got to get through these here pretty quick before we run out of time. We still got our top 5 rankings and the top 10 games of the week. So take a look at the Class 3A bracket and look on the same side of the bracket. Heritage Hall and Lincoln Christian. Lincoln Christian number 1 all season long. Heritage Hall number 2. But let's go ahead and take a look at the top of the bracket. Heritage Hall and Seminole in first round, and Holland Hall, Berry Hill. That will be a great game as well between those two teams. But the winner goes to Oklahoma City to take on Heritage Hall. So it looks like Heritage Hall has a pretty good path to the state semifinals.
Yep.
Got a great running back as well. Lincoln Christian, undisputed number 1 team all season long, take on the Bulldogs of Jay High School.
Come on.
Tommy Morrison.
Come on.
God rest his soul. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then Pauls Valley and Perkins. We're going to be picking this game here, I think.
It'll be an interesting game.
That will be an interesting matchup. Are we picking that game? I can't remember.
I don't think we are.
We're not picking. I think.
Or maybe I don't. Do you remember that?
I got it right here, fellas.
I think. Yeah.
No, we're not.
We're not.
I didn't think so.
I think Pauls Valley wins that game.
Do you really?
I think they go on the road and win.
Wow.
Perkins has won like 6 in a row.
I think Perkins wins.
I like Pauls Valley in that game.
Yeah.
So now we go to the top of the bracket in Class 3A football. Kingfisher on the road at Sulphur, and Claremore Sequoia on the trip down to Ida Bell. And then the bottom of that side of the bracket, Cassia Hall entertaining Shakota. Got a great wide receiver that's committed to OU. And then Plainview taking on Bristow. But this is not a gimme game in the first round. Bristow's had a great season. They will be on the road in Plainview. Certainly think Plainview and Cassia Hall will have the inside track to that matchup, and who knows who would win that game. So your thoughts on the Class 3A brackets. I can't remember at the beginning of the year. I think I would have picked Lincoln Christian to win the state championship.
I picked Heritage Hall.
You did.
In preseason.
I picked Lincoln Christian.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've not changed any of my picks.
No, you haven't.
I've not changed any of my picks.
No need to start now.
No, no reason to start now.
I picked Lincoln Christian to win at the beginning of the year. Yeah, Lincoln Christian's going to beat Sulphur in the state championship game.
I agree. I think they're going to be in the finals. I got 2 changes left.
I believe so.
Yeah, give me Sulphur. I think Sulphur is going to upset Lincoln Christian.
I like that.
I think they're going to upset Lincoln Christian in the finals.
Picking Sulphur to win the state championship?
To win the state
over
title.
Who?
Lincoln Christian.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too.
I'll be changing mine too.
Yeah, you're going to go to Lincoln Christian, but yeah. Go ahead.
That's correct.
Yeah.
give me Lincoln Christian over Ida Bell.
Oh.
Over.
Are they even in the playoffs?
Yeah, they are. I'm just kidding. They're going to be Plainview. They're going to be Plainview.
You think Plainview's going to get? You think Plainview gets Sulphur?
I think Plainview gets Sulphur.
Okay.
I like Plainview in the state championship game, and I like Lincoln Christian to win big.
Sulphur, a 1-loss team. And you boys remember who they lost to?
They're 3A, so 4. Elgin? No.
Washington.
Yeah.
And you guys remember what the situation was?
It was
overtime. The night we were over watching Owasso
and Jinx.
Yeah. I think Sulphur can get her done.
Did Jinx win that game?
They definitely can.
Did Jinx win that game?
They lost.
They lost. Okay,
they lost.
And Phil went with Sulphur.
That's right. I got one change left.
You got one. We both got one left.
Yep.
I got
all of
4.
them.
I got 4 left.
Got them all. Can't take them with you, Chris.
That's right.
Can't take them with
Can't
you.
take them to halftime with you.
Well, if you pick right in the preseason, you shouldn't have to change it, right?
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. He has more pride than us.
He
Phil.
does. Well, you left out the first word. Foolish pride. Foolish pride.
All right, 2A1 football bracket. First look at Crossings going on the road to Millwood and Hugo going to Chandler. The folks in Chandler were giving me a little bit of a hard time because I have Hugo ranked ahead of Chandler. Does not mean I'm picking Hugo to beat Chandler. In fact, I'm beating Chandler to beat Hugo at home. And then Tony wraps up the Chandler football season in Millwood.
Yeah.
Bottom half of the bracket, Kingston entertains Sperry, and Marlowe entertains Chisholm on the bottom side of the bracket. Guys, does Millwood have an easy or a somewhat easy or...
They have an absolute guaranteed clear path to the semis.
Yep.
Biggest challenge, Marlowe?
Yes. I have Marlowe coming in from the bottom side of the bracket. It'll be a Marlowe,
Millwood
semifinal.
With Millwood going to the championship.
I believe so.
With the legendary Lane Frost, Baird, and Hugo, I'll take Hugo over Chandler.
Goodness.
Oh, Lane Frost buried there.
Yep.
Did not know
And then
that.
I'll take Millwood in the state championship.
Who's he buried next to?
I don't know. I only looked at that one.
Freckles Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Rodeo lessons here tonight.
Do what we can.
Okay. The other side of the 2A1 bracket, Perry will go to Washington. Tahlequah Sequoia will go to Kiefer. Bethel will go to Metro Christian. And the Leopards of Lindsay will go to Jones. Guys, your thoughts on this side of the bracket? Washington with the state's longest winning streak currently right now.
That's the toughest side of the bracket, that's for sure. That's a lot of good teams on that side. I expect Washington to be there.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done.
Yeah. I think Washington I think Kiefer will get Tahlequah. I think they'll beat them, and then I think Washington will get to the finals, will get to the championship game, and I think they'll play Millwood in the championship game.
What about Metro Jones?
Yeah, it's intriguing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. And, Washington's had to win some games late. They've been pushed to overtime. They haven't been the normal dominant Washington team we've gotten used to the last couple of years. I think they're still the favorite to win the whole thing. Millwood's going to have something to say about that. But, yeah, I think it's Millwood and Washington in the championship.
That's what everyone keeps saying.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Metro Christian can say something different, or Jones might say something different. Marlowe on the other side, we'll see if anybody messes up this 2A1 bracket.
Yep.
State championship pick, I'm pretty sure I probably went with Washington at the beginning of the season.
And I went with Washington.
I went
with the Wood.
I went with Washington.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Okay.
I got Washington and Millwood in the state championship game.
Yeah.
I think I will keep with Washington. Staying with Washington.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Washington's had a couple of close games this
They've
year.
had close ball games this year.
Good. It's good to have those.
Yeah.
I'm going with Washington.
Yeah,
I'm staying with Washington.
Yeah.
Phil?
Oh, no, Washington. Yeah.
Washington. Yeah. All right, so we all agree that Muskogee, Carl Albert, and Washington will win state championships. We have some
back-to-back.
Some similar disagreements.
Well, actually, Washington's going for a three-peat, aren't they? Isn't that right? Yeah.
2A2. Okay. All right. 2A2 football bracket. Here we go. All right, top of the bracket. Tony Wilson Stroud Tigers taking on Community Christian. Salina on the road to Henrietta. And then the bottom of the bracket, Antlers at Adair, Hennessy at Davis. And what a matchup it'll be between Davis and Adair.
You were strong on Davis a lot this year.
Well, Holdenville, they had the tough schedule with the 3 non-district losses. And then Holdenville got them in the district. That's why they're on this side of the bracket, finishing
slapped
second
them around
there.
a little bit.
So your guys' thoughts on that side of the bracket when you look at, I think you got teams capable of Stroud, Adair, and Davis of making the championship game.
Well, I think Stroud makes it to the semis from the top side. I think the early in the season would have been all about Davis. I actually got Adair getting to the semis. I think Adair beats Davis.
Yeah, I agree. I think Adair, of course, Davis, Adair has not had the schedule that Davis has had this year.
They haven't.
But Adair hasn't lost either.
Right.
They don't know that feeling.
Right.
So that's a very intriguing matchup to me, Adair and Davis.
Yeah.
And Stroud to be there in the finals as well. So our chance to make to the finals.
Yeah.
You look at the other side of the bracket, and there you see Holdenville hosting Luther. Valiant going on the road to take on Colcord. That is a great first-round matchup. Kansas had some great victories. They did drop one to Salina. They're on the road at Vian. That's not a gimme for Vian, but Vian should be okay, but not a gimme in the first round. And then Beggs has to travel 3 hours to go to Alva to take on the Gold Bugs. So you have Demons versus Gold Bugs. That's a cool mascot game there. Yeah. So your thoughts on the 2A2 football bracket?
I think on the top side at Holdenville and Colcord, I think will meet in the quarters. I think Holdenville will beat Colcord to make it to the semis. The bottom side, I got Vian making it to the semis, where I'll have Vian beating Holdenville to go to the state championship game from this side of the bracket.
Vian been the number one team, I think, all season long on here on the High School Huddle. So you have Vian in the championship game. Phil, who are they playing in the championship?
I think they play Adair. I think Adair gets there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that championship game. That's what I'm going with as well. Vian and Adair.
No.
Any idea who we picked?
I had Vian.
I had Vian.
I had Vian as well.
Yeah.
And I will not be changing. I will stick with Vian.
Will you?
I'm sticking with Vian as well. That's who I went.
I'm going to ride with Vian.
Yeah. For what a weird reason. I don't know if because I have a friend in Adair, buddy on Facebook now, and I see a lot of Adair stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But I just had that feeling about Adair. But Vian's been so close so many times. I think they get over that up there.
Yeah,
so.
It'd be good for those kids.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on real quickly. You know what? Let's take a break.
We got one left.
We got two left.
Who do we got left?
A1, A2. Okay, let's get in real quick. Okay, here we go. We're on a roll.
We can go through the top five real quick.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Season. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Class A1 football bracket. Miko is at Hooker. Hooker favorite there, but that will not be just a rollover, beat them by 30, I don't think anyway, with Miko at Hooker. Tonkawa at Pacola. How about second round matchup potentially between Hooker and Pacola?
Yeah.
That will be a big time matchup if that pans out. Panama at Pawnee. Cashin at the Blue Devils of Walters High School.
Cashin got in the playoffs. That's good.
Yep, Cashin got there. And then we take a look, we jog over to the other side. Christian Heritage entertaining Hinton. Hartshorn taking on Pahuska. That's a very intriguing first round matchup. Nowata, the Ironmen, taking on Rejoice Christian. And Wynnewood on the road to take on Fairview in the Class A1 bracket.
Yeah, the tough bracket here is that bottom right side of the bracket. I think that's the one that's going to have the game with Rejoice Christian and Fairview.
Yeah, you have
hooking it up.
Yeah, number 2 versus number 3.
2 versus 3, and number 3 was number 1 forever and two-time defending state champions. You know, they've lost one game in 4,000 years, so they're good.
And you look at Fairview. Their championship path, they have to beat Wynnewood, then would have to beat Rejoice Christian, and then would have to beat Christian Heritage, Pahuska, or Hartshorn just to get to the championship game. So that the two-time defending state champions don't have an easy path there. Now, they are very capable of going through that path and winning the entire thing, obviously, with Bernard, not only the coach, but the quarterback as well. We'll see. And you know, they got embarrassed a little bit there by Hooker earlier this year.
They got handled by Hooker.
So you have a very motivated Fairview football team as well.
And I think that is the final, is Hooker against Fairview. I think that will be the state final game. I know I picked Fairview at the beginning of the year.
I did too.
I probably would had Fairview at the beginning.
Yeah, you did.
I think Pawnee is a sneaky team
that
could get to a championship game.
Yeah.
I got I think you're right. I think Fairview is going to be motivated. However, I don't think they're going to be Metro Christian. I got Hooker. Hooker made me a believer.
Rejoice Christian.
Yeah, Rejoice.
You have Rejoice beating Fairview?
I have Rejoice beating Fairview. And I have Hooker finally sealing the deal, winning the state championship game. So that will be my last change. I don't have any more.
Okay.
I'm changing from Fairview to Hooker. Give me Hooker.
That's awesome.
Ronnie goes with the Hooker.
That's awesome.
Phil, you like Hooker?
What are we talking about?
Not plural.
No, I mean, I had Fairview at the beginning of the year. I think Fairview, Hooker, Obviously, I've already said I think it'll be Fairview Hooker in the finals. I picked Fairview to begin. I think Fairview comes back and beats Hooker to three-peat in the state championship game. I'm keeping my pick, Fairview.
I would not wager $1 against that.
So I've not made one switch yet.
You have not.
I'm not one switch yet.
Getting ready to, though. He's going to change here.
Defense travels.
He's going to take Hooker.
And Hooker has the best defense in Class A football. My first switch, I'm going with the Hooker Bulldogs.
What's there on the visitor side again this year?
Oh, that's a good point. Can we do a coin flip right now to see that is? I am making my first pick switch. I am going with the Hooker Bulldogs. Great mascot, by the way. We've seen him in person. Yeah. So I make my first switch. I will go with Hooker.
If that pans out, and that is a championship game, that place is going to be electric. Those two fan bases, it'll be absolutely chaos.
Be tiny, but yes.
The whole towns will be there.
We see the whole town's travel for everybody, and when you get 6A, it's packed. Then 5A, it's packed, and then 4A, it's not as packed.
It's pretty packed.
It's pretty packed, but then it gets lower and lower. It starts dropping. Yeah. 4A will be packed this year.
But everybody's there in A. It's just, all 2,000 of them are there.
The entire town closes down.
Right. Awesome.
All right, the final class we'll take a look at here, A2 football. It would be a great trivia question one day. Who was the first ever 2A2, A2, and B2 state champions? And we'll take a look at A2, top of the bracket, Thomas Fay Custer taking on Wilson. Now, remember, Wilson, it's a school over by Henrietta, and they had three brothers that helped win the state basketball championship last year.
Sure did.
So they have that championship DNA already. And they'll take on Thomas Fay Custer in football. This is not basketball, so Wilson will have a chance in basketball again this year. But Thomas Fay Custer, and then you have Central Southside taking on Hominy, the Bucks. They've been number 2 team all season long. Tallahassee, bottom of the bracket, will entertain Barnesdall. And then the Comets of Velma Alma hosting Texhoma Goodwill on that A2 bracket. Other side of the bracket, you have Ringling. We know what kind of season they had before they even started off. They'll host Moreland. Ketchum, not Hal Ketchum.
Okay.
They're at Regent Prep.
Yep.
Gore. How good is Gore in the last couple of years? Great football helmet, by the way. One of the best football helmets there is out there.
Yeah.
They take on the undefeated Woodland Cougars. And then Conowall takes on Mangum. And how about a potential top 5 matchup in the second round between Woodland and Mangum?
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
You remember who you had?
I had Woodland.
Yeah.
And I will even if I had to change, I still wouldn't change it.
I think we all had Woodland.
Yeah. I'm definitely going Woodland.
Yeah, I
think they're in my power rankings, when you look at formulas, I had Woodland as the number 5 team in the state of Oklahoma, and they had not put any doubt in my mind the entire way.
Good football team.
Good team.
All 3 of us going Woodlands. Yep. So, all right.
Now we'll take a break.
Now we'll take a break. So we all agree on Muskogee, Carl Albert, Vian, and Woodland winning the state championships. 2 people have Owasso. I have Jinx. No one really. We all have the same. I think we all have the same championship football game.
Yeah.
We all went with the same championship games.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronnie and I have Elgin. You stayed with
Wagner. Ronnie.
I went Sulphur in 3A.
Ronnie and I went Lincoln Christian.
Yeah, Lincoln Christian.
We all went Washington. We all went Vian. Ronnie and I went with Hooker.
I went Fairview.
Fairview for a 3-peat.
Yeah, and then we stayed Woodlawn.
We all stayed with Woodland.
Yeah.
The Cougs. All right.
It'll be fun.
Do we get to change them next week?
Nope.
Okay.
Lock them in.
Take a time out, come back, take a look at the top 5 in each class. This is the High School Huddle.
Mom, Red River's gonna fix our roof.
Buddy, it's gonna be easy getting a quote after that storm. Have you seen those roofers?
I could get you a new roof. Wait.
It will be out of business next week.
Roofing!
Let's quit messing with these clowns and call Red River Roofing.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
At Mosquito Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. We're going to try to be on time this week.
Not going to make it.
We try to go to 7:30 every week.
It's already 7 o'clock.
We end up going 7:50.
We still got 2 more segments.
This segment is going to go by pretty quick.
I don't even know why we're doing this segment.
Well, we got to talk about overall records. No, this week, or is that next segment?
That's next segment.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know why we're doing this.
We go through this quick. Well, it's the final top 5 rankings.
It's the final regular season rankings.
Nothing.
Sure it does. Means something to our fans.
By the way,
I think they agree with me.
I misspoke. Wilson is Wilson. I was talking about Henrietta. They're in B2 football.
Okay.
So thank you, Tony, for that correction there. Wilson is just over by Ringling, and so I wonder if some players maybe left Ringling. But yeah, Wilson.
They'd have right to.
So there's Wilson, and then there's Wilson Henrietta, and I had the 2 backwards. So I apologize for that. Thank you, Tony, for that correction. Okay, let's take a look at the top 5 rankings. Number 1 in Class A. Well, let's go in order here. A2 football. Woodland number 1, Hominy number 2, Thomas number 3, Region Prep number 4, and Mangum number 5. Remember, Woodland Mangum, a second-round potential matchup there.
Good game.
Thomas on the other side of the bracket, I think they would have to go through Hominy to get to the championship game. Region Prep, another team to watch out for in A2 football. Class A1 rankings, the Hooker Bulldogs, number 1, Rejoice Christian, number 2, Fairview, number 3, Pacola at number 4, and Walters at number 5, the Blue Devils in A1 football. Take a look at Class 2A2. Vian Wolverines, number 1, Adair, number 2, Stroud, number 3, Holdenville, number 4, and Colcord at number 5. 2A1 football, Washington's number 1, Millwood's number 2. We all have that as the championship game, and we all have Washington winning that contest if it comes true. Metro Christian number 3, Jones number 4, and Marlowe number 5. Take a look at Class 3A football rankings. Lincoln Christian, number 1. Heritage Hall, number 2. Sulphur, number 3. Plainview, number 4. And Cassia Hall, number 5. Cassia Hall, a team that we really haven't talked a whole lot about this year. They've been kind of steady at that 5-6 spot. Plainview has come on, won some great games this year. Sulphur, undefeated, one lost Sulphur team. And then Lincoln Christian, of course, the only undefeated team in 3A football. Class 4A football rankings, Wagner, number 1, despite 2 of the 3 panel here, picking Elgin to win a state championship game. Elgin, number 2, Tuttle, number 3, Blanchard, number 4, and Bethany, number 5.
Best football in the state, 4A.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. 5A, man, there's some – there's Big Dog in 5A, but there's a lot of good teams that great first-round games. In fact – when we get to the top 10 games in the week, there's a lot of 5A games in there.
Yeah, there is.
So 5A is fun class.
4A is best classification.
Yeah, not even close. 4A is way better.
Good try, though, Chris.
Good.
Are you injured?
What?
Are you injured? You're over there working on
I got a
splinter?
No, I don't know what I got right now. It's
gonna be okay?
It's a little sharp pain. I'm fighting through it.
You're going to push.
I'm going to push.
You're
team player.
You're injured, not hurt.
Yeah, the trainer's right there.
No, you're hurt, not injured.
Right.
Are you LeBron hurt?
Oh, no, that's wind blows.
Rewind that, put that in slow motion. I got the trainer staring down me about.
Oh, no, you're pushing him off.
Pushing him off.
Yeah, you're good.
So 5A.
The 5A is good.
Okay. Class 5A football rankings, number 1, Carl Albert, number 2, Dale City, number 3, Newcastle, number 4, Guthrie, and number 5, Booker T. Washington. We'll see how defense versus offense plays out. Guthrie, Lot Mack, Booker T, and Collinsville. Newcastle's got a great quarterback, and Carl Albert's been steady all season long. Dale City just kind of quiet, just kind of going through their season just quietly. So we'll see Coach Jones calling the offense over there. He's a defensive coach, but calling offensive plays this season. 6A2 football, nothing's changed whatsoever. Not one bit here. Yeah. Muskogee 1, Choctaw 2, Stillwater 3, Sand Springs 4, Pump City 5. 6A1 rankings. Here's a little bit of a change up. Owasso 1, Jinx 2, Norman 3, Bixby 4, Edmond Memorial 5. It's really hard to go back and forth on this because, by the way, Union out of the top 5. But Union beat Jinx. Norman beat Bixby. Bixby beat Jinx. Owasso beat everybody. Edmond Memorial
beat Union.
Who beat Norman?
Bixby. No, I mean not Bixby. It was
Norman 9-1. Their loss was to Jinx.
Yeah,
31-12.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the widest 6A1 has been in
a long time.
time.
Very long time. Yeah.
Now who beat Norman?
Jinx.
Yeah.
You're state champion.
Who beat Jinx? Everybody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Not everybody.
The ones that matter.
Well, it takes the time for the team to mesh with all the transfers, all the move-ins.
All I know
Tuttle
is
didn't have no trouble with that.
If I got to go in a dark alley,
Well, they haven't played Jinx's schedule.
all I know is if I got to go in a dark alley, I'm taking that coach from Jinx, the one that doesn't have his arms look deformed.
Oh, the strength and conditioning coach.
He's scary.
Yeah. He was massive. He was a massive man.
He's a scary guy.
Yeah.
All right. That's our quick segment.
All right, that was good. Well done. Let's hit the button.
Take our final timeout when we come back. Top 10 games of the week.
And we'll crown the regular season champion again.
No, it's already been done. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead.
This is the High School Huddle.
At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
I have brought you here today to beg you to call Red River Roofing. They have the best trained staff in the state. The Red River sales consultants are experts that make sure every single roof is 100% waterproof.
I appreciate all your hard work.
Please save your questions for the end. In closing, call Red River today for your free inspection.
I'm convinced.
Red River Roofing. Even the kid gets it.
Welcome back. Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Staying on time this week.
Close.
I hope we can do it.
Maybe.
Ronnie Phillips, still Nichols, Chris Evans. Do have a little bit of a correction.
A little
earlier.
bit.
My second correction of the show.
Yeah.
Preseason state championship in Class 5A. I picked Collinsville.
Yeah. Dumbest preseason pick ever in the history of the world.
And we're even dumber for forgetting that he did that.
Well, it's so dumb we blocked it out.
It's true. It's not our fault.
I mean, nobody would think that.
Yeah,
Go
nobody.
ahead, Chris.
Well, the injury bug.
That's right.
Made their way into the Collinsville. They're getting help. They're healthy now. They're healthy now. So
they can be 100% healthy, and they're still not being Carl Albert.
Well, I mean, early on, that's how I felt. And if Collinsville makes the state championship game, anything can happen.
It literally can't.
Anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would Guthrie ever beat Booker T. Washington in 2002?
Of course, I knew they were going to win.
Well, yeah, we had a better team, superior conditioning.
Well, they only had 3 NFL players on that team.
They had 3 NFL players.
How many do we have?
0.
That's right. I forgot. So maybe anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Right. Anything can happen. So, all right, let's take a look at what happened last week. Chris 6-4, Phil a 3-7.
Took it for the team.
I thought you went 7-3, Chris.
6-4.
6-4. I thought it was 7-3, and I thought you were 8-2, but we all picked Bixby to beat Norman.
That's right.
So, I think that's how I figured it up.
I took one for the team, and I get ridiculed.
So, by the way, no one on this show has ever gone 2-8. 3-7 is the absolute worst.
I pushed it last week.
You were close to going 2-8.
Memorial doesn't beat the Union. I'm 2-8, baby.
Yeah.
Is this my time to thank everybody for
what?
The regular season victory again?
Well, it doesn't matter. Playoffs matter.
Well, the regular season matters.
Whatever. Okay, go ahead.
There's no trophies given out right now.
No. The regular season. I mean,
you get no trophy.
This is the hardest part is winning the regular season. Anybody can win 4 weeks. That's easy. But going 10 weeks or 11 weeks and actually winning the overall back-to-back years, that's just. I mean, don't mind if I do. I'm done. Thank you.
Are you done?
I'm done.
That's all you needed?
That's all.
All right, Chris. Let's go on.
Back to
Phil
back.
says
Back to back.
Carl Albert is not beating Dell City either. My Collinsville pick gets a little bit easier if Dell City does beat Carl Albert, by the way.
Well, I appreciate Larry's loyalty to Dell City, and he's a smart guy, knows high school football. Dead wrong about that. Dead wrong.
I don't know. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was on the field before the game last year.
Dead wrong. Dead wrong.
All right, I need to get to our picks.
Although that would be awesome if it happened.
No, it would be great.
I'd love to see Dell City beat Carl Albert. That'd be awesome for 5A football.
Absolutely.
That would be great. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Be a tall challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's take a look at our top 10 games of the week. Starting with number 10, it is Bishop Kelly on the road taking on Pryor. There's going to be a lot of 5A games on here. Bishop Kelly 5-5 on the year. Pryor 7-3. This is a rematch of the 2021 playoff opener between these two teams. Pryor won that game 21-6.
Just establish the rules. Do we keep our record from regular season within the playoffs?
Yes.
And then there's the championship that matters, which is at the end of the year.
It's a running record.
Right.
If Carl Albert football team wins this week, they're 11-0.
Okay.
So the record continues on.
That's just want to make sure.
Okay. Bishop Kelly finishes third in 5A3. Pryor finishes second in 5A4. Bishop Kelly started off 0-3 on the year. Lost to McGinnis, Springdale, Arkansas, and Sand Springs.
Games that don't matter.
They also lost to Booker T. Washington and McAllister. So that's a very healthy schedule there.
Those matter.
As they take on Pryor. Pryor, of course, lost to Dell City. They lost to the Black Diamonds of Salisal to begin the football season. Had one little hiccup that they probably wish they had that one back when they lost to Tahlequah. But 5-5 versus 7-3. Leslie's going with Pryor. Kenny is going with Pryor. Dallas going with the Tigers of Pryor High School. Ronnie has the box once again. He's been there all season long, leading things up.
That's not true.
Well,
I had the box for 4 straight weeks.
Well,
he won one week, then we tied the next 3. So same thing.
I had the box.
Ronnie, you have the first selection of tonight's picks. Larry Field said, y'all said Collinsville wouldn't beat Carl Albert if they was healthy, and I was saying Collinsville wouldn't beat Dell City either if Collinsville was healthy.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Got it. I didn't snap at you like the other two did.
I didn't snap at Larry.
I'm just saying.
He's my friend. You don't even know the man.
I can't believe you guys didn't call me. I got Pryor. Give me Pryor. Make it official.
I want to keep us on the clock at 7:16. Give me Pryor.
Whoa. You're not going to try to catch up?
No, I did that last week. It's terrible. Didn't like the way that felt.
I'm going to go with Pryor as well, but they better come out strong.
They better show up.
It's going to be a fourth quarter ball game.
I agree. It's going to be a good game.
Pryor across the board. By the way, many people think Pryor might be the new splash in 5A football with facilities. And
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Game number 9, it is the Clinton Red. Tornadoes.
Get it right.
At Blanchard, the defending state champions in 4A football, and this will be a matchup that Clinton's 8-2 on the year. And Blanchard, they had the loss to Tuttle, but this is a Blanchard team 9-1 on the year. Meanwhile, you take a look at Clinton, finished third in the district with an 8-2 record. They lost to Weatherford and Elgin. Elgin got them by 35, and Weatherford got them by 11.
Yeah.
Blanchard hosting Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up, and I'll take the Lions. I think Blanchard wins this game.
Yeah, I think Blanchard wins it as well. I will go with Blanchard.
Let's keep on time. Blanchard. We'll go 10-0.
Could it be close?
Easy 10-0 this week.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think they win by 2 scores, maybe 10,
They
14.
win comfortably?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, could be. Something like that.
That is a lot of maroon reddish looking colors there.
That is.
Okay. Game number 8, of course it's me on this one here. Claremore takes on McAllister.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Claremore last year, state semifinal team, McAllister hosting this game again without their coach, probably going to be without him for the rest of the season. So you think that plays a factor?
Yeah, I think it has to.
Sure does.
I mean, your head coach isn't there. That's the one that's been leading the way. I don't think there's any question it plays a factor.
You take a look at Claremore, 8-2 on the season. Their 2 losses came from Pryor and Dell City. So no shame in those 2 losses there. McAllister also 8-2 on the year. Their losses to Poto early on, and then against Booker T. Washington in a close game, 13-7. Forgot to mention Kenny went with Blanchard. Leslie went with Blanchard. Dallas is also going with Blanchard, and then in this contest, Leslie has Claremore, Dallas has Claremore, Kenny has Claremore, and Chris Evans also has Claremore.
I do too. I have Claremore.
Make it 3. Make it 3. Make it 3. Claremore.
Zebras with the mild upset on the road in
mild
a 3 versus
correct.
2.
Very mild.
2.
I wouldn't call it an upset.
Yep. Don't call it a comeback. That was a week and a half ago.
All right. Sounds like a song.
That'd be a good song.
Would be a good song. All right. Our next game is game number 7. It is the Moore Lions taking on the Norman North Timberwolves. Norman North gets into the playoffs with a 3-7 record.
Hosting.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Moore is 6-4 on the year, so they have double
better.
the wins. They have double the wins.
Oh, yeah.
They came out of the gate strong.
They did. Yeah, that's what I was going to show you here. More Lions. They've always gone 3-0, but the first time in a long time, they jumped out to a 4-0 record. Now, they beat Norman North, one of those victories already. So that game was the 3rd game of the season. Moore won that game 33-28, and then the schedule picked up with Bixby, Deer Creek, Norman, Jinx, and then finally it smoothed out with Edmond North and Enid.
Yeah. Ronnie, you're up.
I am up.
Yeah.
Leslie goes Norman North. Dallas goes Moore.
Dallas goes Moore.
Second time to play this year, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It's hard to beat a team twice.
Hard to beat a team twice.
That's what you say every time.
Every time you say that.
So Owasso has no problems beating Jinx or Union twice, and then Bixby twice in the same season, back-to-back weeks. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team twice, although Oklahoma did it against Kansas State in the miraculous run back in the early 2000s for Big 12 championship, regular season. Oh, sorry. Give me more. They're going to beat them twice.
Give me Norman North.
3-win team, Phil?
Yeah.
You're chasing.
I'm not chasing. I just really think they're going to win.
Phil, you're on to something. I totally agree. Norman North is playing much better football now than the Moore Lions. They're playing better football when it counts. They took Owasso down to the end. And I think Norman North wins by a touchdown minimum.
Yeah.
Tony's going with Moore.
I bet
Kenny's going Norman North. Dallas is going Moore. Leslie's going Norman North. Moore's won 2 games in a row, but I think Norman North with the victory.
Yeah.
This is how you win regular season, boys.
Game number 6 is the Southmore SaberCats taking on the PC North Panthers in a big old 6-2 showdown this week. Take a look at Southmore. Just an up-and-down season. This is a rematch from earlier this year, the 3rd game of the year. It was Southmore losing to PC North 43-21. It was actually a game that I watched, and Southmore was absolutely bad. Now, Southmore did beat Piedmont earlier this year. So you take a look at Southmore. They've lost their last 2 games to Stillwater and Pumpkin City. But they did beat Piedmont for their big victory of the year. After that, U.S. Grant, and did beat Westmore to begin the season, too.
Yeah.
So.
I think I have this pick.
Yep.
That's an easy pick. PC North wins.
Phil goes with Putnam City North. I will go with I feel like Putnam City's playing their best football of the season right now. Yeah. But Putnam City North has already proven it once that they can win. And I think Putnam City North is the
beat team twice.
Is the better team. It is. But I just went after Piedmont so bad after losing to Southmore.
There's no way PC North can lose them, right?
No, there's not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
My favorite 6-2 team, PC North.
Yep. By 30?
By 30?
30.
30.
Yeah.
By 30.
All right. We'll get that Panther up there to make it official. Oh, by the way, I want to say, he's emailed the High School Huddle a couple times, and I didn't get his permission to say his name, so I don't know if he wants it out there or not. But this is the second week that he sent some PC North game notes this year. He says it's a recurring matchup between these two teams. In 22, Southmore beat PC North 28-14. 23, PC North beat Southmore 37-36. He also says the winner plays Stillwater in the second round. Appreciate that. Besides, they played the two teams met in Carl Albert for team camp. Had some chippy moments between these two teams.
Chippy.
So he says he thinks Muskogee has a great chance of winning it all. He says, have fun, guys, and have joined you all season long.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I didn't get permission to use his name, but we'll put that out there. So thank you for that. Game number 5, the Cushing Tigers taking on the Ada Cougars.
6 minutes. You have 6 minutes.
4A matchup. I don't know if we're gonna be close. We're gonna be close.
We're not gonna make it.
4A football. Ada Cougars, one of the teams that we had at the beginning of the year that we thought would be here. They finished with a 7-3 record. They started off by losing 2 of their first 3 games. Losses to Ardmore and McAllister. So really
a bad loss against Ardmore.
Well, Ardmore's in the playoffs for the first time in a while.
Bad loss to Ardmore.
Ardmore's going to Elgin. But they've won 4 in a row. Ada's won 4 in a row. Stillwater, Broken Bow, Glenpool, and impressive victory over Salisal, 40-14. Kenny is going. By the way, Tony, Leslie, Kenny, and Dallas all go PC North.
Yeah.
Tony says the buys are dumb in 6A football. Okay, so we got Cushing at Ada. Now, remember, Cushing gave Wagner everything they wanted there for a while. Cushing actually had, I think, a 2-score lead over the Wagner Bulldogs, and then Wagner goes on and doubles them up there. Yeah. So this is a great matchup, and Ada, I can see this game can go either way.
Yeah.
This game can go either way.
You're up.
Oh, of course I'm up. I get all these tough ones.
Whatever.
You get the easiest games.
McAllister, Claremore, Ada, Cushing.
Yeah, both easy.
This is easy. It's the easiest. It's like might be the easiest one of the day.
Yeah, probably is.
I will go with the home team. I'll go with Ada.
Because we all know home field advantages are a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Give me Ada.
Give me Ada.
All right, we're going to get some Cougs up there. We haven't been to
I love a Cougar.
We haven't been to Ada in a while.
I love Cougar.
Love Cougar. Chris, you like a Cougar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big fan.
Driving through Hooker, I saw. Well, never mind.
A couple of them.
Game number 4, the Broncos. Are they Chos or Coes?
Coes.
I think they're, Tony will know. By the way,
He will.
Kenny went with Ada. Tony went with Ada. Leslie went with Ada. Dallas went with Cushing. This game, Bethany at Weatherford in another big-time 4A matchup. And this is why many say 4A is deep in from top to bottom here. Weatherford, 8-2 this year. Bethany, 8-2 as well. Bethany in that just tough 4A2 district. Weatherford, their 2 losses this year, Pauls Valley and Elgin. How about those quality losses? Yeah. And then you have Bethany, who lost to Tuttle and Blanchard in back-to-back weeks. Good old classic 4A1 versus 4A2 matchup. Bethany on the road at Weatherford.
Ronnie boy.
Leslie has Weatherford. Kenny has Bethany. Tony has Weatherford. And Dallas has Bethany. So the viewers have 50-50.
Wow.
Well, the best player on the field is going to be CJ.
They got to get him the ball.
No doubt about it. But can they give him the ball?
That's what I'm saying.
That is the thing. I don't think they can. I'll take Bethany in this game. Bethany.
That does not. That you lucky you got Sean to get you the hats.
Well, it's nothing personal.
You know, I'm good friends with CJ's dad, Curtis, Big Curtis.
Big Curtis.
Big Kurt. Yep.
And you guys saw him last year at the state basketball. He is a large man.
He is.
He's a very large man, huge man. I looked like a child sitting next to him.
That should be Bethany. That's a Bethel. That's a.
CJ's a great kid, really nice kid, great athlete, one of the
Stud
best
athlete.
in the state. You know what? I ain't scared of Curtis.
Pick with your head.
Give me Bethany.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, give me Bethany.
Here you go.
Oh my!
You're not scared of him?
No,
Okay.
I'm scared of him.
See, he can fit in his room.
Yeah, he's huge.
So Weatherford beat Kingfisher. They beat El Reno. They have beaten Clinton, Douglas, Cache, Elk City, Woodward, Bridge Creek. Okay, so they've won 3 in a row. Bethany, I got to talk this out loud here. Bethany has won 4 in a row. Hera, Ardmore, Tecumseh, and Medill. Blanchard, Tuttle games. The Blanchard game was close. My heart says Weatherford. Last time I got this wrong. When my heart told me one thing, my brain told me the other.
Go with your heart.
Yeah. Last time you didn't go with your heart, you would have picked Memorial. If you would have went with your heart last time, you'd have picked Memorial.
That's the game it was.
That's the game it was last week, too.
And you're going with Bethany, and you're going to be mad at yourself. Oh, I thought you already put it in.
Nope.
Oh. You're going to take Weather now. Got to be different.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I am taking Weatherford. Me and Sean, we don't mind being on that island by ourselves. Leslie also picks Weatherford as well. I got to click off it so that to go. I will go with the Weatherford Eagles to defeat the Bethany Broncos.
This could be a game. Whoever has the ball last, man, it's going to be a great ball game.
Absolutely. Cody Knox goes with Bethany. Nick Owen says Bethany for me. Hey, guys, great show. Appreciate that,
Thanks,
Nick.
man.
And there is my Eagle.
That's how you go last place. Oh,
boy.
Game number 3, it's the Collinsville Cardinals taking on Booker T. Washington. Collinsville 7-3 this year. Booker T 8-2 on the season. Collinsville's running back Scott Rigby over 1,400 rushing yards, 27 touchdowns. Quarterback Skylar Mormon, he's healthy now. 60 of 94 for 1,000 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Booker T. Washington, sophomore lineman Joseph Groves and Dwayne Jones. Power 4. They're going to have a slew of Division I offers in those Power 4 conferences. Booker T. Washington, they have won 8 games in a row. In those 8 games, they're only allowing 10 points a contest. Yeah. Both of these teams lost to Dale City. The other 2 losses for Collinsville lost by 1 point to Pryor and Claremore. Both teams that we picked Pryor and Claremore to win already.
Yeah.
So this is a classic offensive team against a defensive team. And we'll see what everyone has. Cody Knox has Booker T. Washington. Dallas has Booker T. Leslie has Booker T. Tony has Booker T. And Nick has Booker T.
Tony has, by the way.
By the way. Yeah, there he goes. It's my pick?
It is your pick.
It is your pick.
Well, it's an easy one, boys.
Oh.
It's simple. I mean, if you know football, you know Collinsville's going to win. Give me Collinsville.
Collinsville, come on. You don't believe that, do you?
I do. Collinsville's healthy.
How do you know?
Because Chris told me so.
Oh, yeah. He said they're getting healthy.
No, they are there now.
Yeah.
Everybody's there?
Yep.
You talked to your sources?
I did. They're good. They've given up on the season. So when you look at Collinsville, what they do, Scott Rigby runs the football very well. And it's going to be hard to run against those defensive linemen. That's why you got to get to the outside. And I think Collinsville will be able to throw the football as well. Dallas says Coach Tim Robinson is a real deal DC there.
The real DC. I believe Coach Robinson is at Booker T.
Yep.
You know, coaches always look good when you got several Power 4 kids lined up on the D line.
Young ones too.
Yeah.
This is another heart versus brain.
Yeah.
Here.
And this is a pick'em game. I mean, should be a great ball game.
I picked Collinsville to win the state championship.
You sure did.
That was dumb, but you did.
Sure did.
Well, you can't get to the state championship game if you don't win the first round playoff game. Give me the Cardinals.
I'll be the level-headed one of everybody on this panel.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me Booker T.
Yeah.
Ronnie usually wins these type matchups.
He does. Yeah. It's a trend this year.
It's been a good year.
See, my Collinsville Cardinals in the complete red. Ronnie's is in the complete orange. Phyllis is right in the middle. You're the deciding one.
That's exactly how I live my life, in the middle. Yep. Oh, by the way, we're 2 minutes over.
Game number 2. We're going to be a lot better than the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Game number 2, Broken Arrow taking on Deer Creek. Broken Arrow 4-6 on the year. Deer Creek 7-3. Both teams with wins to end their 3-game losing streak. Great quarterback matchup here. Satima for Broken Arrow, over 2,100 yards on the year, 20 touchdowns. Grady Addison, the Georgia Tech commit. By the way, Georgia Tech, another huge victory this week, took down Miami.
Love it.
So good.
Miami's been a fraud all year.
So Grady Addison is going to be walking into a pretty good deal over at Georgia Tech. He has over 2,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns on the year. Octavian Roberson, he's a young one. He's a good one, though, for Broken Arrows running back. He can also catch the ball as well. I know Dallas is a huge Roberson fan.
Yeah.
Over 1,200 yards rushing and receiving combined 15 touchdowns. Jalen Davis for Deer Creek has been outstanding, receiving yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. The thing, Deer Creek was rolling. They were off to a great start. Had some injuries to the top 3 receivers, and then they had also an injury to the running back. Are they back? I don't know that part. I hope they're back. And as they take on Broken Arrow, the state's largest school, has had a tough season altogether. So with that,
Chris, you're up.
Really? Cody Knox says Deer Creek. Dallas goes Deer Creek. Tony Wilson goes with Deer Creek. Lamont. No, not. I think maybe Tony went DCLA. It's okay. No, Deer Creek. Leslie goes Deer Creek. And Nick says, I think Deer Creek, not sure how healthy they are. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's right. Yeah.
That's exactly right. But
say it.
I 100% behind the Deer Creek Antlers.
Give me Deer Creek.
Yeah, I've been pulling for Deer Creek for almost 20 years. Give me Deer Creek.
Antlers across the board. Again, the arrow with the deer.
No, I know. No,
that's the only thing that makes me gives me pause.
I got it.
It's November.
I know.
The weather's cold.
Almost in rut.
No, not November.
Got to overcome that. If they can overcome the arrow, that's a broken arrow, so it can't.
We got it.
All right. Game number 1, the game of the week in the state of Oklahoma. It is the Lawton MacArthur Highlanders 7-3, making a return trip to Guthrie. The Blue Jays also 7-3. This is a matchup of last year's first round playoff game. Guthrie won that game 41-0. I can tell you right now, it will not be 41-0 this contest. Guthrie's still looking for that first big victory this year. They have won over Lawton last week on senior night to secure a home playoff game. Lawton Mac coming off a couple of losses here. Lost last week to T-Freds, Bishop McGinnis, Fighting Irish, as both of these teams were in our top 5 to begin the season. MacArthur, they lost to Newcastle and Bishop McGinnis. So Highlanders have lost 2 of their last 3 games going into this contest. Guthrie had their, I think, 5 or 6 game winning streak snapped by Carl Albert before getting a victory against Lawton. Both teams play pretty good defense. I think Guthrie plays a little bit better defense, but Lawton MacArthur probably has a better offense going into this one for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so Phil and I and Ronnie were all on the broadcast of Guthrie High School.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
some would say homers.
Yeah, some would call us homers. Yeah. And so,
although we picked against Guthrie like 3 times this year.
and we've been right. I think we've
been right all 3 times.
All 3 times. And so by doing this show, it puts us in a weird spot. This is one of the top games of the week.
I told him not to do it.
So do we? but for the show's sake, for the show's
integrity of the
show, it has to be in there.
Yeah. So Ronnie,
does it have to be one though?
Ronnie, go ahead. Go ahead and tell everybody what you've been telling us since last Friday. I mean, it'll be okay. I'm sure you won't lose any customers over this. Go ahead.
Lawton MacArthur has great athletes as well. Those sophomores that we saw a year ago are now juniors. But
they're power 4 recruits. The wide receiver is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's legit.
Yeah. So before we dive into it, and it's okay to pick Lawton Mac if you think Lawton Mac is going to win.
If you really think they're going to win, you should, Ronnie.
It is. Disclaimer: we are rooting for Guthrie to win 120-2. That's what we're rooting for.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we're rooting for. That's what we hope happens.
Ronnie's been nervous about this pick all week.
Leslie's going with Guthrie. No. Dallas is going with Guthrie. Cody's going with Guthrie. Nick's going with Guthrie. Kenny's going with Guthrie. And here's that guy, Tony Wilson. Yeah. Max, since there's no small school top 10 games.
All they got to do is be a top 10 game, Tony, and they can get on there. That's all it is, right?
That's right.
That's right. Ronnie, you're
up. Oh, I'm up.
That's all I got. I have
the Blue Jays. They stopped the run.
Your territory doesn't go down to Lawton Mac, does it?
No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Blanchard.
But is Guthrie in your territory?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Guthrie, Newcastle, Blanchard, Washington, all those.
Your family's financial security depends on this pick.
I think Max.
Well, you draw a check from Guthrie Public Schools too.
I do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a baseball coach here.
I do. Yeah, I am.
No pressure.
I think Max has the advantage coming in. Yeah. I really do. I think their offense.
You think they have the advantage coming in?
I do, as far as passing. Okay. But I think where Guthrie offsets that is, and again, this is not a shot at Mac.
They're watching very closely in Comanche County right now.
This isn't a shot at Mac, but I think Guthrie coaches have proven over the years that they're the better coaching staff, and I think they'll make the adjustments.
That's bull.
That came from back here.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that you saw the game last year. You saw the game last year, and you've seen it. I've seen it over the last several years. I think Guthrie has the better coaching staff. I'm not saying Mac won't win this game, but
you're going to have to say here in a second. You getting hot?
Give me the G! Give me the G's! I got Guthrie winning this game. Whether I believe it or not, baby, Guthrie's winning.
You are such a homer.
Yeah. We all love Guthrie. We're all Blue Jays, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We all love Guthrie.
Absolutely.
We all love the coaching staff. Everybody, we know how good they are. Know these kids very well. Love all these kids. You got to set all that aside if you're going to have some integrity on the show, and you got to do what you really believe, right?
Right.
Guthrie beats Lawton Mac.
Oh, Phil, I was really hoping you go to Lawton Mac to save
you,
save me. And you see my logo is right smack in the middle, right there in Lawton MacArthur, Comanche County,
in the gold.
This is one of the hugest shows we've had all season long with viewerships. I've been helping with. I've been doing a podcast for.
You have.
I've been on the show down.
Yeah, you've been trading.
I've been on the show down in Lawton, Oklahoma.
You're getting invited next week.
And so. By the way, Tony has Guthrie. He's going with Guthrie. Jelsma prevails. What's 21 points?
21 points. Spotting 21 points. Just ask anybody.
Larry Phillips says, I apologize, but he has Mac.
That's not a bad pick.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It's a pick'em game, Chris.
It is a pick'em game.
It is. Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Blue Jays. I'm going Blue Jays in a close
It's going to be a close game.
I got to find a way to stop that passing game of Lawton MacArthur.
Bishop McGinnis can beat him.
So I think what's going to happen in this game, I think it's going to be a back and forth, really close game in the first half, even into the third quarter. I think that Guthrie defense in the fourth quarter, man, they just kind of find a way most games, right? And everybody's sleeping on this Guthrie offense. There's been times where this Guthrie offense has looked pretty darn good, right? I think we go out, the Rice kid, Dalen Rice, has really came on a sophomore campaign, throwing the ball really well. Guthrie's got some weapons. I think this playoff run is all about Blake Doles. I think if Blake Doles gets more involved in the offense for the Blue Jays, I think he gets the ball. This kid's a gamer. He's a competitor. He is a football player through and through. I think Blake Doles carries the Blue Jays. I'll say it right now. I think to the state championship game.
Why? I need some more time.
You've been 3 weeks ahead.
That's fine. I believe it. I believe it.
Well, Lawton fans, if you need, if you're into bulletin board, you can dig into something and find that if you want to. But I'm sure everyone in Lawton is picking MacArthur.
Sure.
So that's the way it goes.
Well, and I think this is a 24-21. 17-13, 14. I mean, I think that's the kind of ball game it is. I think it's a tight ball game. I just think you come into the Rock. It is a hard place to come play. I think the Blue Jays come out on top.
All right. We'll let Sean Ennis on our comments tonight. Nothing wrong with picking your team. I still pick O-State every game, and I know what's going to happen.
Right there with you, brother.
All right. That'll do it here for this week on the High School Huddle. Appreciate everyone checking us out. It continues to build and build and build every single week. We appreciate that.
Quickest show of the year.
And if you rather have this on podcast, we will update this later on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts as well. Always a good download to listen in your vehicle. Best of luck to your football team this week. For Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next week as we get even closer to the state championship games at UCO.